Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing a kind of plan with me type of video. I know my last video, which if you've not seen it I'll leave a link to it below, I did say that I wasn't going to share any more on this planner on my channel and that instead I was going to share more of it on my Instagram, but a lot of you guys commented on that video saying that you enjoyed the kind of like sit down chatty planner types of video, and I'm not going to do this type of video every time I do my planning, like every single week. I'm not going to commit to that. But yeah, I thought I would sit down and film one today. It's currently Saturday evening. I've only been in this a week, obviously, because that's when it started. It started on Monday. But since I've started using this, I have definitely found some ways that I've used it not so great and some ways that I'm going to continue using it. I am probably going to have music going in the background because I kind of forgot that my brother's not working this evening, so he's in his room playing games, shouting at his computer. So yeah, hopefully the music will muffle that out a bit. If you haven't seen my last video where I introduced my new planner, this is my new planner. It's a passion planner, it's the medium size, and it is dated. I've also started to collect the pens and stuff that I'm using specifically in this from the rest of my pen stash, and keeping them in a little pencil case, which this case I got for Christmas from my mum. Definitely one of my favourite Christmas presents. She got it from Notebook Therapy. I know there's a few different places that do them, but she got it from there and I can definitely recommend that shop in terms of like quality of it and stuff. So in here I have collected the pens I've been using and some supplies, so I have them all in one place and I can move it like from room to room with my planner, because obviously I'm living in 2 rooms at the moment. I have my office and my bedroom. I do tend to bring my planner from the office to my bedroom each evening, like once I've finished work and I leave the office as such. In the last week I have managed to do quite a few things in here, I'd say, for the like amount of time I've had it. I did the little goal planning thing, and then I also covered the like pages that had the instructions on how to do the goal planning, because I'd obviously read them and knew what to do, so I didn't want to just leave them here, so I covered them in white paper, and I'm using this to do a vision board, which I got halfway through on New Year's Eve and then kind of fell asleep because I was tired. So I've got loads of bits and pieces that I've cut out and I'm just storing in here until I have the time to sit down and do that. I haven't done anything on this page. This is something that I want to use. I might put some dates in here. I might use it for birthdays. Not quite sure. Yeah, still figuring that out. This is a monthly spread. I'm still kind of like rehashing my day-to-day and like weekly routine, so I'm not planning too far ahead in the month in terms of work. If I had places to go and people to see, I probably would have filled those in, but I don't, so this is primarily work stuff that I have in here. There's also like weekend things, like when I'm changing my bed, watering plants, all of that sort of stuff, so I don't forget. Haven't really added much. I did have a little play around down here, not quite like 100% happy with how I've set this up. This little chart down here, let me zoom it in a little bit. I used my faux memo printer that I was sent. They've obviously not asked me to feature it or mention it in this video. I don't even have it to hand. But yeah, I used my little printer to make this little chart. It prints stickers, so this is a sticker. And this is just a little tracker for the month, so there's 31 little dots on here. This is one of those habits that I don't want to make a like Monday to Sunday chart for it. It's just kind of a casual habit that I want to try and just start implementing into my life, which is switching my phone off at 11 o'clock at night. They didn't have a chart thing on the app. The phone memo app is definitely kind of limited, shall we say. I was trying to figure out a way to make a little dot chart, and I did this by just typing a load of O's in a row. So this is just me typing O in the app and then printing it off. So I worked a way around that. Because it's a thermal printer, potentially this will fade in the future, so these little dots will fade, but I am filling them in with a Sharpie, so that bit probably won't fade. So even if the black circles fade, there will still be coloured dots there tracking it, so that's pretty cool. I haven't really figured out a system on here. I have figured out my colour code for the different things. So I've got yellow for Patreon, green for YouTube, red for work, like other work, and purple for personal. I've also covered the little title thingies with washi tape. I can't actually remember what they said now. They said people to see, places to go and things to learn. I think next month I'll probably move my little key up to the top box, and then possibly in one of these ones I will put, like, if there's a big project or something that I have to do that month, that will be like project boxes. Again, haven't really used this all that much down here. I've got deadlines which I've tried to implement on here, so I've got Patreon deadlines and then content work as well that I've got this month for other brands. So yeah, I'm still kind of getting my bearings with the monthly spread a little bit. This is how my weekly spread looks. I am not going to be using stickers in here. I've said this before. I'm just not a massive sticker user in my planners. Stickers and decorative stuff kind of stays with my journals. If I'm using a planner, I need it to be functional, I need it to be clear, colour-coded and straightforward. I just can't do too many distractions on the page. I'm not going to talk too much about this because it's kind of the same as my monthly. I'm just figuring it out. I think if you're using a new planner or starting a new planner, especially if it's one you've not used before, you kind of have to give yourself a little bit of leeway with the fact that it's the first like month and week that you're going to be using it. It's going to be a bit messy, it's going to be a bit all over the place because you just need to figure out what works and what doesn't. One of my main things which I like, but I've not figured out how I want to do it yet. So these little boxes at the top say today's focus, and I've decided that this is where I'm going to put, like, whether it's a work day, whether it's a day off or a chill day as I've titled it, just because it looks nicer than day off. So I titled all of those, but I've written them all a bit differently. But I think I'm going to carry on this one where I've just got the highlighter with a bit of fancy writing on top. Definitely struggling with the hourly a little bit. But I think that's mainly because I've not really used it before. I've realised that some things obviously need more time. So I tried 2 different ways of blocking off things. I think I prefer this way where I've like striped it out rather than blocked it out. I also think at the bottom, because I'm not really going to use my planner after 9 o'clock, I think I'm going to turn it into a meal planning type of section. I'm going to find a way to box it off, or at least like highlight it a bit. I did used to meal plan and I really liked doing that. I enjoyed it when I lived up north. It just made things easier in the evenings so I didn't have to think about what I was going to eat. I just needed to go and cook it. So I want to get back on that, so I'm going to use the section at the bottom here that isn't going to be used by anything. Something else that is a bit irritating that I found is lunch times, because they've grayed out 12 o'clock on the planner, which is fine if you have your lunch at 12 but I have my lunch at 1 o'clock. So I know they've grayed out obviously like 12 is midday, it's like the half point of the day, but I kind of wish they hadn't grayed it out. It's just an awkward grey bar now. It's not a massive deal. It's just one of those things where I'm like, it's kind of annoying. The little to-do lists, kind of struggling with those. They're a bit blocked off for my liking. I'm so much more used to doing like a list on a blank page. So down here I took a bit of inspiration from Sam with this. I've drawn some little boxes on one of these little to-do lists, and this is a like habit tracker that is a bit more formal. It's not so casual as the little dot one that I have on the monthly spread. There is glue on my desk. I really need to clean this desk. There's like, I think there's fluff as well that's attached itself to it. Just please ignore that. So I've blocked this off and I've highlighted them and written like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I haven't really added to this either this week. I definitely need to get better at walking Bonnie. I have really struggled with that and just like getting out in general because my mood has been so hit and miss recently. I've just not really wanted to go out. Luckily we obviously have a big garden here, so I don't need to like go on a big walk with her every day. But yeah, I want to get back on track with trying to do that. My other little habit thing that I'm trying to get in place is getting up before 10 AM. I again have been very bad at staying on track with that. There's usually a lot of things that I need to do in a week that won't all fit on here. So I'm just using this as like the main things that I have to get done this week. This section down here I'm using as a to-do list as well, but it's a like during the week to-do list. So if I think of things that I need to do, I'm jotting them down here, just kind of like brain dump style. So that's a little summary on how I've been getting on with this planner. The other thing I've added is this at the back of my planner. So this is in some of the dot grid pages. I've added a film/TV series review thing. I did this in my other planner when I had my Leuchtturm. It wasn't quite as neat and tabled as this, but that was mainly because I didn't really have space to do it super neat like this. But I pretty much just put when I finished the film or TV series, what it was called, and then how many stars out of 5. Again, I've colour coded it because colours are fun. So I got 5 stars is green, and I've titled that one Bloody Loved It. 4 stars is yellow, that's really good. 3 stars is purple, that was good. 2 stars is pink, and it's meh. and then one star is red, and I've titled that as shite. So that's how I'm going to be rating my films and TV series that I watch. I do really enjoy watching things, and I want to do more of it, and this is something that just kind of prompts me, and it's nice to track it and look back on it. So I'm gonna sort out my next week. This is where I'm probably going to get a bit more quiet because I'll be concentrating, so I'm going to put some music on in the background. If you're planning or setting up a planner or doing your weekly spread, you can join in with me. The first thing I'm going to do is do the little titles of when I'm working at the top of the page, mainly because then I know where to put the different work things. I think I'm going to stick with the working Monday to Friday and having Saturday and Sunday off for now. I'm using my mild liners, and I'm using 2 colours that I don't use in my little key for the to-dos and stuff that I put in. And then over the top of that, I'm going to do my little wiggly fancy pants. Right, it's not that fancy, it really isn't. It's just like a more laid back sort of font, text, lettering. You'll have to ignore my thumb as well. I have had anxious fingers this week. Well, this year. Last year, what are we on now? 2021? And then when you mix that with the cold weather and hands cracking, it's always cracking, so I've got a bit of a sore finger. So apologies for that. But hey ho. So I've got my general timetable laid out. I don't really know what to use this little box for at the top. In last week's one, I did use it as my focus for this week, so I got like posting my January Patreon collection stuff and chilling, because it was New Year's and there was bank holidays, so I did want to try and chill, but I didn't really do much chilling. I am going to put some washi tape over this little title thing here, because I don't need a little thing that's for good things that happen, because I obviously have my journals. So Bonnie, stop it. It's like 10 o'clock almost at night, and Bonnie is whining outside my door to say, hey, it's bedtime, what are you doing in there? I just really fancy sitting down and doing this before bed. I could have done it tomorrow because it's Sunday tomorrow, but I decided not to. Do you want to come and sit in here whilst I do it? You coming in? You can come in. You've got your chew. You can lie down with your chew. She says no, we're gonna bat it around like it's gonna attack me. Hey, no, I've just let you in. You come and sit down, please. You can go up in there. You can go up in the chair, look. Bob on. Look. Go up here, look. No, you're gonna be a pain in the bum. I'm gonna have to go and let her out for a wee, because routine. This dog is set in her ways. I'm gonna come back to this in a sec. I'm back. It's like putting a child to bed. That's what it feels like every evening, or what I imagine it to feel like. She has a routine, and if it gets past 10 o'clock, she will come and bug me and bug me and bug me until I let her out for a wee and then tuck her into bed. So I'm just going to transfer my little key over. I don't need to do this because I've kind of memorised each of the colours now, but I don't know, it's just handy having it there, and if I add any new ones then I can put them there as well. I'm going to put the little habit tracker back down here because I did actually use that I have worked out that I don't need to measure like the width of each column, because on my ruler I line this little line, so like, you know how these ones come out to here, these lines come out to here, I line this line up with the like previous vertical line. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this. If it focuses, that would be a good start. This vertical line, if I line it up with this shorter line, like I don't know if you can tell, like this shorter line, if I line it up to this vertical line, it's pretty much the perfect size for the column. So yeah, I just make sure they're lined up and then I draw my little line in, and it's the right sort of size. Oh, I think I put get up before and I put wake up here, but same thing. I mean, it's not, but you know, as long as I'm out of my room and out of bed by 10, that's what I'm aiming for, because I have been quite lazy in the mornings. I am gonna add my lunch times in. I don't know whether to write these out as like my little swirly writing as well to match it. And this one I just added lunch in capital letters. Meh, I might do it. Whenever I add stuff into my main like section of my planner, I always write in capitals just because it's neater. It's easier for me to like take in the information if it's simple, neat. But then when I write this list down here, that's like my everyday writing. That's just like my normal scribbly writing. I feel like this video really isn't a mega detailed plan with me like some of the ones I've seen in the past, but this is as good as it's gonna get with me. Pretty sure I have shown something in here that I probably shouldn't have. It's nothing like bad, it's just something that I wanted to make for someone and they might watch this video. So if you saw a white blob pop up on the screen like, I don't know, a few minutes back, that'll be what it is. Now I know when I want to put the videos up, that's when I then go, okay, when do I need to put them up for early access on my Patreon, which then gives me a deadline for when they need to be edited and filmed, or filmed and edited by. For little deadlines, I've just done like a little dot. I don't want to do a highlighted colour, it's more of a like different symbol to stand out. So I've just been using the other end, not the highlighter end of the mild liner, like the pen end, to do a little bullet point. I'm going to try and stop rambling and get some of this filled in now, and then I'll talk to you again in a little bit when I have some more stuff in here and sorted. That is where I'm going to finish my planning. It's now like, where's my phone? It's now probably 11. Yeah, it's 10 to 11. So it's taken me about an hour to sit down and plan this out. Obviously it would have been quicker if I wasn't talking too much. But yeah, it's nice to just take that time to chill. You might have noticed halfway through that I changed from these boxes to some arrows. I realised this worked a bit better because things like this, where I want to do some brainstorming for projects like blog post videos, cricket things, also I'll probably do some Instagram like brainstorming of things I want to share on there. But yeah, with the darker pen you just can't really see what I've written, whereas if I'd done it kind of like this, I could bullet point the things easily and it still blocks it off in some sort of way. So I'm going to change that going forward and just make it all like this with the arrows for now. I see it the same sort of way, like I still block it off in my head, so that's all that really matters. Like I said at the beginning, this is definitely a work in progress kind of month where I'm still figuring out how I want to use this. So it's still messy, but it's just not quite as messy as the previous week. We're getting there very gradually. I've still left this little box blank, don't know what I'm going to put there. And obviously I've left this blank, which is going to be my to-do list throughout the week when I think of things. Also, I've been using this pen that Sam gifted me. I think it's called the Untitled Jet, or Jet something. I can't quite remember. But she recommended this because it works really well with the mild liners. I don't have to wait for any of the pen to dry before I put the highlighter over it, which is a massive plus, and it also works on top of the highlighter. So yeah, thank you Sam for providing me with basically the pen that works with everything. That is my little plan with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know and I'll do some more. I kind of just really wanted to share like how I've been progressing with it. It's definitely not neat, it's not tidy, it's all a bit all over the place. I'm learning. Maybe it's given you guys a few ideas on how to functionally plan a bit better, I don't know. I'm definitely not a professional at the whole functional planning, but yeah, this is how I've worked out how to do it. As always, let me know down below if you have any questions. I'd also really like to know if you are more of a decorative planner or a functional planner or a bit of both. I did used to do more decorative planning, then I just realised that I use my planner more when it's functional, so I would say I'm much more of a like functional minimal planner person now. Thank you all so much for watching, and a special thank you to all my patrons as well for supporting me over on there. If you're a patron on any of the tiers, then your name will be on the screen now. I am going to go to bed now because I am exhausted, but I'll see you in my next video.